using the paint bucket can be difficult in Photoshop because you can, just dump paint in closed shapes that are going to work like that. But if you hit a line or an open shape like this one appears to be closed, this side of this grass piece, let's see how it's open down here and it opens all the way up to the outside. So dumping it in there actually dumps it to the outside, and you can see that this layer actually, even though I erased here and then I used the marquee to get rid of it, it's got all this white to it, right? So this is actually white shapes in this. I'm going to use Control Z to undo, and I'm going to take my magic wand to select that white, right? And it's now selected almost all the white. I'm going to turn this layer on so you can see what happens. If I delete right now, it deleted all the white except the white that it wasn't touching. Remember, this is because I had this sample only contiguous thing on. Whenever you're using a tool in Photoshop, remember to check the top. So if I click that off and then select this white, it's now got all the white, and I was able to delete all the white. Why is that good? Well, if I turn this off, right, and I'm going to deselect, make a new layer. We're just going to call this coloring layer. And the cool thing about this is that we can color underneath of our black lines. Not like any coloring you did before as a kid, but you can color with paintbrushes. And again, all your stuff for the top is up here. You can we'll go over some of this too. Let's see how big it is. You can see how big your brush is just by taking it out. I'm gonna use a bigger brush. You can color underneath the black lines. That's pretty cool, I think. Control Z undoes and undoes. Alt Control Z undoes twice. But I'm gonna show you a little bit about coloring this seed here. We'll just get like a yellowish seedish color. Okay. And we'll color all this area like that. Right. Just start coloring the guy, and then I'm gonna maybe get some of his upper lip. And I'm gonna apply some of this. Remember about our topic of unity, right? I'm gonna apply some color over the middle of most of their faces. And then we talked about adding and lighting. It's cool because you can get up underneath of your black lines, but you can also add in some shadow and lighting. Some people like this look as it is, that kind of like almost colored in sort of thing, suggesting highlights and shadows. Or you can just go back here and maybe soften it up a little bit. This is the edge of my brush. This would be a very soft brush. This is a very hard brush, right? Just knock back and you'll see the edge of that as I start to apply some shadow is softer. Oh, and I undid it. I went too far outside, but that's all right. So start to put a little shadow in there. Some people like that look too, that it goes outside a little bit, right? Just that little bit of shadow starts to give some depth, maybe even give them some underneath the eyes. Now I'm probably going to want to put highlights somewhere in these guys. And I might be putting some shadows in some highlight areas, but I don't, I want to get this all in before. Just kind of liberally applying these things. Getting a little nose shadow there. I like working within that same color. And then changing up my brush, make it even softer and smaller for my highlight. Right? And not getting satisfied with it until it's really there. You know what I mean? So you're really getting all the good stuff.